Hey everybody, christopherodd here, and welcome to game number 19, day number 19 of my 30 games in 30 days challenge, where I'm playing old games, new games, silly games, serious games, games I've just never played before, or haven't played since I was younger. Today's game is Hand of Fate 2. I haven't played the original one either, but I thought I would jump in with the most recent iteration. This was released last November 2017 by Defiant Development. The general idea here is that you're playing this living board game where you're gonna draw your cards, and based on the cards you get, it's gonna kind of dictate what you're able to use in these real-time combat scenarios. So I'm gonna dive in like completely blind here, and let's check this out for the next 30 minutes or so and see what it's like. From people that I know that have played the game, they've all enjoyed it, and I think it's like, it's not like AAA pricing either. It's, I think, 30 bucks, maybe cheaper in US dollars, but Canadian, it's
even now.
It's pretty cheap.
Gone to form the soul of the game we play. These pieces are new, as are the stakes. Life, death, and vengeance. We must ride, for time is short, and you have much to learn. Make your first choice, and let us set these wheels in motion once more.
He might have a skin condition. Should get that looked at. Otherwise, I see nothing wrong with him. Okay, so we have the guy, we have maybe like an Adam and Eve scenario here. Let's go here.
These cards represent your history and our game.
Looks really good.
We know where they end, for you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side.
Okay.
Let us see what the journey holds.
So the thing is, like, everybody's experience is going to be different.
Nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate. And together, we will write your history.
Damn, okay. So, you've stumbled many miles through this forest in search of the thieves who robbed you. Though exhausted and hungry, you were determined to reclaim your father's amulet. I'm looking down here, we've got life. I don't know what this one is, and this is like currency of some kind. Inventory-wise, neglected sword, wooden shield, adventurer's garb, hood, the 4 of greed, and the leader. I'm sure we'll learn a lot about this as we go. So right now, you're finally catch sight of the thieves hacking at a large tree and arguing among themselves. Does this must represent the thieves then? Let's move closer.
Every element of the game has been improved. Even those that seem at first glance familiar. Do not worry. You will soon understand the nuances.
So we saw that there were 3 chances of success, 1 of failure, so there we go. Leaping forward, you overhear their leader spouting orders. It's simple, he says. The idiots walk down the road, you push over the tree and jump out. They'll be too scared to put up a fight and we'll get rich. Why don't we just jump out and stab him? Another hooded figure, this is why he's not the leader, obviously. Another hooded figure chimes in, yeah, corpses don't put up a fight either. Frustration rises in the leader's voice. The Empire doesn't care if a few farmers lose some sprouts, but drop a corpse on Royal Road and the place will be filled with soldiers before you've even spent the coin. We don't need that trouble. Now quiet, here they come. You soon spot a group of farmers coming around the corner, bringing their wares to market. Free of toil. The thieves fell the tree into the path of the unsuspecting farmers and leap out, weapons brandished. Give us all your food. So we can leap in to defend them, offer to help the farmers, warning them that it won't come for free, or help the thieves with their extortion. Let's offer to help, warning them it won't come for free. We have no gold, but half our crop is yours if you protect us. So we would gain, okay, so there's like a food. This was 7, I think, and this was 5. The thieves eye you nervously. The farmers look at you hopefully. Yeah, let's do it. You draw your weapon with practiced skill. Well, you hear the leader's voice. You lads handle this. I'll meet you when you're done. And just like that, We're going in. So, like, I can see this being interesting multiple times if you're always getting different encounters, and then based on the cards that you randomly draw, it's getting told in a different way, or maybe you have different items and whatever. So, like, this giant evolution is going to change dramatically over time. This is a thug. Violence for the sake of violence and theft for the sake of money. Thieves attack frequently and can evade standard attacks, making heavy weapons less effective. Okay, so here's how we actually play. Attack with the left mouse, defend with the right, block break with middle. We can evade with space, we can run with control, and then we have a finisher. We also have a weapon ability. Alright. Got him. Oh, it's interesting how we don't, like how the camera doesn't seem to rotate. Oh, there's the finisher. Okay, okay, okay. Damn it. Okay, okay. I couldn't tell if that was one of ours or theirs. And then we have to, like... It's gonna take a bit to get used to the camera. And also, probably the timing. So life is at 73 now. With the brigands dispatched, the farmers turn to you. I hope your price doesn't prove too high. If the next harvest comes short, we'll starve regardless. Yikes. We'll have to see how this food is even used. You follow the food with a sigh, shoveling bread in your mouth to quell your hunger. So minus one of these gives us 5 life. Your satisfaction lasts only a moment before you realize your father's amulet is not among the takings. You consume 1 food. Their leader must still have it. You set to your feet, determined to find him. Find the leader of the thieves, retrieve your amulet. Okay. I mean, easier said than done, I imagine. So this is our map. And you have to select, I guess, only the next card, or maybe some will eventually branch off. While enjoying a moment beside the fire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin dressed in what must pass for goblin finery. From beneath a filthy fox pelt serving as an ill-fitting wig, the goblin winks at you with wild, red eyes. Oh, I've been roaming for hours trying to find you. We must get this over with quickly if I have any hope of getting to all the people on my list before sunrise. It lowers a sack from its shoulder. Now, from within my sack, I can conjure whatever your heart desires. The goblin's voice trails off as he examines his sack. Well, I could if there wasn't a blooming great big hole in it. His head disappears entirely into the bag until his bulbous nose protrudes from the breach. New plan then. Goblin pulls out his last trinkets. Oh. We can pick. Now, if the common bandit is more evasive, isn't good against like heavy, or it's not good to use heavy weapons against it, we probably don't want to go with a warrior's axe. However, a basic soldier's sword would probably be good against most things. Critical strike, perform a powerful strike that causes 250% damage on a single target when activated, requires 10 hits. So basically, every 11 hits, you're doing a critical strike. Riposte, against northerners, riposte deals 125% damage, and one-handed can riposte between enemy combo attacks. Additional defense from a shield is useful against northerners. Let's just take a look at the other one. Critical strike requires less actual hits. Armor breaker against corrupted enemies. Bash causes additional enemy damage to armored. And then heavy bash deals additional damage to armor and enemies while they block. Susceptible to evade, which the basic guys seem to have. Or we have a shield. One-handed weapon required. Use defend to reflect attacks from ranged enemies. Okay. I'm assuming that I'm only picking one of these. Yeah, okay. A wise choice. Now I must go. There are many others I must visit before I can rest. The goblin runs off into the night, his fox wig flapping in the evening breeze. You can change your equipment in the inventory. So, we now have a soldier's sword, which is nice. We still have a wooden shield, rusty. Adventurer's garb, which is basic. And then a hood as well. Cool. This reminds me, like, in a weird way, of a game I tried recently, Slay the Spire, where every time you play it through, it's a totally different run, because you're at the mercy of the cards. I like that approach. It's really interesting. But this, being combined with, like, real-time combat is very, very interesting. Alright, let's keep going. Every move we use a food, and it gives us health.
Can you find it?
This card has a token. Can you find it? Oh, I clicked, and I meant to click. I was trying to click on the token. As they dash off to peer under a nearby log, the child shouts back, "Remember, if I meet the forest folk, get me a lemon cake." In the other direction, eerie song hangs in the air. You attempt to find its origin. Now, I wonder... Okay, you can't actually... It's a total guess. Alright. You follow the song through thicket and stream until you find an open glade bathed in golden sunlight. You find an aged maiden, her posture bent like the boughs of a forest. It has been 12 winters since I had a visitor. Her voice is a whisper, yet it thunders in your ears. You may visit me when you are in need, adventurer.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token.
What do the tokens do for us? Interesting.
Nothing could be more fitting now than meeting the mage who started this all. Or at least, started it all for you.
So, I also wonder if, it seems like to move along the map, you need to use a food, which also gives you health regeneration. So we must, if we run out of food, if we move on, we probably lose health would be my guess. A trail of fallen trees and distraught farmers leads you to the thieves who had stolen your amulet. It seems their infighting has only gotten worse. The bandits surround their former leader, weapons drawn. Everyone will get their fair share. There's no need for violence, the leader implores. You ever heard of a thief? Talk about fair shares, spits one. You turn up and boss us around. We've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I've stabbed someone. Days. The leader notices you approaching and waves you over. As much as I'd love to continue this discussion regarding stabbings, I'm afraid I have urgent business with my associate here. As he greets you, he whispers, "Keep me alive and there'll be plenty of gold for your trouble." Let's tell him that gold cannot replace the amulet that he stole. Holds up his finger. First rule of negotiation, never let them know what you want. Kill my associates and I will gladly return your amulet. Ever reliable, if thieves draw their blades to mug you, the leader hurries away to hide. Okay, cool. We can give them all our food and gold, or we could fight. I think we'll fight. You draw your weapon and prepare to deal with the miscreants. Tip, perform a quick riposte by attacking immediately after defending an enemy attack. Okay, well, let's try that. Now, we don't have the help of those other guys, so this will be interesting. If we can try to, like, isolate these guys. There we go. Damn it. The way that you position your adventurer here is really unique and takes a bit to get used to. You'll notice like how I'm swinging away like that. Damn it. That was close. Let's finish this guy. Seems like there are posts I have to be even quicker. We got it a couple of times, though, but we were taking a lot of damage. Mostly just getting used to the controls. With the battle resolved, the thief leader nods in approval at the carnage before him. He holds out a hand. The name is Malaclips, Bard Extraordinaire. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hands in surrender. Wait, let's not be hasty. We're on the same side here. I'm an upstanding citizen just like you. I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only for the greater good. No, really. They were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look. He pulls out an amulet from his pockets and presses it into your hands. All is forgiven, yes? You stare at the amulet. It does not look familiar. Oh, Malaclips. Scratching his head, he opens a small satchel. So, which one is yours? Choose your father's amulet. Okay. Let's go. So we have like eagle, ram, pharaoh, lion. My dad was, our father was well known as Mr. Ram. Sure. These must do different things for us. The ox amulet, or the ox. Okay, fair enough. That suits you. Very similar facial structure. Say, you know what? I'm lonely. You're lonely. We should work together. We've befriended Malaclips the Trickster. We should probably get to know each other, seeing as how we're gonna be friends for life. Tell me, where are you from? This is really unique. This is nothing I've ever experienced. This combination of like a board game, card game, and then this stuff. Really cool. So what's this? What's happening here now? Oh, we could choose a different amulet if we wanted. No, we'll stick with this. We'll stick with the ox. We could choose an appearance. Gotta go white hair, obviously. And then this is like where we're actually from. We can do this. And then a sigil. Oh, this determines our colors. That's cool. I like this one. The Royal Road. From Clearwater, eh? You don't say. Good sorts from Clearwater. Very trusting. Oh, by the way, I mean... Oh, by the way, I mean, we, friend. Owe money to Vignus of the Thieves. Of course it's a we now. He's quite angry at us. We should journey to Myrebridge together to appease him. Some gold might help. Now, I wonder, had we decided to attack him earlier, this might play out completely differently. Although, come to think of it, I'm rather busy. Malaclips eyes a pretty trader hiking up the road, so it'd be best if you get the gold and I meet you there. Right. Okay. So now, once we get to like this section, we can probably decide which way we want to explore this. Alright. Is there anything else in here? Not really.
Smaller pieces of our fates shattered into fragments. Collect enough, and your reward will come in time.
You enter a competition of strength at a fair. A gold prize is available to the winner. In the first round of the competition, your opponent is the diminutive Roland, a halfling from a traveling troupe of acrobats. So this is totally chance-based.
Another small game embedded in our game.
Click and hold to grab dice. Release to throw. We need to score 10. Somehow we have 4? Damn.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
Okay. That's too bad. No gold. You're shocked by Roland's strength. You learn not to underestimate acrobats or halfling. You're knocked out on the very first round, you receive only a pittance. Fantastic. Hey, that's not bad. You take the lesser reward for losing the competition of strength. When you return, a new contest will begin.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of? What concern is worrying at your mind? Let it fall into the waters beneath.
I really like his voice, actually. It's really good. While crossing a stone bridge, you suddenly find yourself confronted by a villainous band. So here we go again. You could stand by and fight the fiends, or throw yourself to the mercy of the river below. If we leap into the river, we need to roll an 11. Let's try it. You dive over the side of the bridge just in time, plunging into the cold water. We get 2 rolls. Yikes. So let's re-roll the low ones. We'll keep... If we get this, Oh, so these represent 1. The skull represents 1. That's why the previous roll was 4. So we basically have 50-50 chance on all of these to roll a 4, 5, or 6. And I feel like we should just re-roll all of them. Yikes. Terrible! We've lost by 1 in both rolls. Yikes. Well. Oh, so we take an injury. This is probably less than it would have taken in the combat. The dealer moves you to a random encounter card. Okay.
The roads have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite.
The road ahead is blocked by an overturned carriage and a woman calling for help. Please help, she cries. I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do? If we assist her, we need to roll 12, or we can just refuse. But let's see if we can help. Okay, finally, some good rolls. There we go, baby.
Victory. You are learning.
I like that there's some total RNG, but then when you get to the combat, it's, you know, it's basically skill as you get better, of course. It's like a good mix. Thank you, the woman says, as you help her from the carriage. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Oh, thank the Lord. Food and health. You thank the woman and continue on your way. Cool. Oh, this is neat. Okay. Now, if I go back here, can I... Let's see. Can I re-enter the arm wrestling? They said that upon your return, you could do it, but I guess... Unless I'm not understanding something.
Celebrations in aid of what? You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
Nearing the sleepy hamlet of Dulwich, you find the villagers in the midst of some kind of celebration. Much of the activity concerns a large paper and wood statue depicting a fearsome warrior looming triumphantly over a prone lizardman. Let's ask him what's going on. A friendly stable hand explains, in a bygone age, our town was beset by half men, half lizards. There was no food, no respite, and very little hope. Salvation came in the form of a nameless warrior who hunted the beasts for little more than a handful of coins and a crust of bread. He smiles warmly at the festivities. We honor the warrior like this. The statue is filled with food and gold, and we take turns smashing it to bits with a club. You're welcome to join us, and you may keep whatever falls out. The parade and statue are winding their way into the town and almost out of sight. Yeah, of course we're gonna follow. The parade ends in the town square. You watch as the villagers take turns smashing the statue with a club and gathering the food and gold that spills out. A local notices your interest and asks if you'd like a turn. Let's see what he does first. You allow a young girl to go ahead of you in the queue, an act of courtesy that grants you the opportunity to see how this works. The crowd cheers enthusiastically as the child smacks the lizardman's ankle with the club and gathers a few coins and wrapped sweetbread that fall out. It's soon your turn. You accept the blindfold and take the club into your hand. It's kind of like a piñata. High success, 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 failure. Oh, come on! You wield the club with your strength, however, the blindfold affects your balance and you bring the weapon down in your own foot. Oh my god. Oh, okay, well. We got the luckiest of the unlucky right there. Engulfed in shame, you leave the town to their celebrations and hope no tales are told of this day. Yeah. I like the narrative that kind of weaves itself over time. And I can imagine, like, sitting down with a friend talking about Hand of Fate 2, and you're like, okay, so I went to this carnival, and, all right, first of all, I went to this arm wrestling, and the small, diminutive, described dwarf guy totally ruined me. I didn't beat anybody, and then I went to this carnival, and I let the nice girl go first and show me how to hit the piñata thing. But then, on my turn, I totally whiffed, and I hurt myself. It's like, I love that. It's kind of cool. And they'd be like, oh, none of that even happened to me. I went and fought these bandits, and then blah, blah, blah. Like, weaves a cool tale.
Here we come to the end of the beginning. Running errands for mages. This will become a theme, I dare say.
Is that right? You arrive at Meyerabridge as the sun begins to dip below the horizon. You find Malaclips perusing a selection of cheeses by the market. Ah, if it isn't my good friend the adventurer. Did you bring the gold? Vignis has arranged to meet at the graveyard. Can we keep exploring? What happens then? So we can, like, jump around on these things. But as far as I can tell, like, I know this thing is shining, and I don't know that there's... I don't know what this signifies, but it doesn't seem like I can interact with any of these again. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. So we'll go to the graveyard now. You wonder whether the spot was chosen for its seclusion or for easy body disposal. Yeah. Vignis greets Malaclips with a sly grin. Looks like you turned up after all, and with a lackey in tow. We had our doubts, you know. Vignis cracks his knuckles and giggles. Well now, Malaclips, convince me. What's to stop me from cutting off your head today? The A of Greed. Or the Anarchist of Greed? You reveal your gold as Malaclips scrounges in his pockets for some too. The heavy satchel of riches lands at Vignis' feet with a thud that echoes through the silence of the cemetery. You lose 30 gold. Great. That's our deal done, Malaclips says. Worry obvious in his voice. No need for any further troubles. I'm sorry, Mal, Vignis grins. You should have known the guild was never going to let you pay with cash stolen from our members in the first place. Here we go. Throwing down. Okay. Let's try to nail this here. Vignis the Crazed. Treacherous and greedy, a dangerous combination. Anarchists throw flaming bombs that cause fire damage. Your armor is no use to you here. Great. Oh, and he's got like a gaggle. Move. And I guess with the crits, we probably want to build them up on these guys. And then if we can, take the crit shot on the guy. Whoa! Starting to get the hang of it. Damn it. It's interesting that you have no idea how much health they have. I mean, aside from the main guy. Okay, so we get in, he's gonna do that close attack. Oh, okay. We got him. Much better than the first couple fights, that's for sure. Malaclip scratches his chin thoughtfully. It seems you could do with someone savvy to help you navigate these tricky matters of diplomacy. Like maybe killing everyone wasn't the best idea. Come, let us discuss our partnership over an ale or two. Of course. This guy's just happy to have me, I think. Completed the Fool Challenge. Okay.
Well done. You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next.
For completing the Fool, Cardinal Blade, and Bastion of Purification. Very nice. I wonder what these signify. Is this like a symbol of maybe rarity? Market Thief, Tarts, Pies, and Exotic Lies. Fork in the Road, Arm Wrestling. For befriending Malaclips, the Trickster and Malaclips' Problem. For finding the Forest Folk, the Old Maiden.
Welcome to my challenges.
Okay.
Together, we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair in the hope of awakening.
So that's basically a tutorial, it seems like. It's like the challenge. We have campaign, adventure, or endless. Let's go campaign here. So we did the Fool. Now we have the Magician. Okay. Rescue the missing Empire soldiers from a town plagued with corruption. We have the Trickster. Oh wait, hold on. We take from here and place them in here.
This one, however, I would rather disown.
I mean, it's better to have something than nothing, wouldn't it be? That would be my guess. Now wait. Fill your deck with encounter cards. These are places you visit on your journey. Max Platinum cards, Max Brimstone cards. Okay, see, these are like a form of rarity, it seems. Now, why do I want to fill these instead of having them randomly happen? Prepare to fight corrupted. Lose gold for every Empire killed. Rescue the missing Empire soldiers from a town plagued with corruption. So equipment-wise, isn't this axe good against corruption? Inspect. Against corrupted enemies. Yeah, bash. Okay, so we want this. We'll take the Bastion of Purification, I guess. Draw this equipment card during a challenge to discover its traits. Okay. We also have this Cardinal Blade. Hold on. Complete the encounter card goal to gain a shard. Collect 5 shards to unlock new cards. Fill your deck with equipment cards. Okay, so I think what's happening is we fill them with a certain number that we may get. We might not get all of them, but we might get them. So this, okay. I think that's what it means. What about recommend? The Goblin can recommend you a deck built from suggested cards. While good, he's no match for an experienced player. Let's see what he says when I fill this.
You may take their recommendations if you wish. They will be sufficient for now.
So, okay. So we would be replaying some of the encounters. But some of them that we haven't run into will be new. So let me... Yeah, this one would gain equipment. This one is a token. I gotcha. This one's a token. We don't know what this one is. So we definitely want to have one where we can gain equipment or resources. This would be gold, a shard, and dice. I gotcha. Gold, food, dice. But then these ones, you kind of need to play them to learn what they could possibly do. So let's stick with the recommended options here. But for equipment, I kind of wonder if it's better not to like this soldier's sword. I should remove this because I would hope that it would work in the sense that it's only going to draw from the ones you have. And we definitely want to have our stronger stuff. I think. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see what happens. Because it definitely recommended to fill them. But... Oh, we have to have a certain number of cards. Well, there you go. Easy. Done. Okay. So I guess they force it so that you can't just guarantee to get the best ones.
How many adventures start thus?
Alright, let's see how this real thing goes now.
For 100 years I have thought about nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
Pretty impressive. Your conversation with a fur trader is interrupted as Malaclips arrives in a flurry. The whispers speak of trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of Westwind is suffering against the Blight. What's in Westwind? Let's ask about Empire protection. Small garrison is meant to be protecting the town, but apparently they're all either dead, missing, or drunk, so not heavily defended. What makes Westwind special? I've traveled far to escape the oppression of the Empire. Westwind gave me my freedom, and I intend to return the favor. And where is it? It sits on the outer edge of the Empire. While the Emperor focuses on the Citadel, its nobles and merchants, those at the fringes are neglected. Alright, let's go. You return to the markets and ask if any traders headed to Westwind might need an escort. There are 3 options: a stonemason, a wood wagon, or a food wagon, or a weaponsmith. Let's go with a weaponsmith. You arrange an uncomfortable ride jammed in among the many tools of a weaponsmith headed far west. There we go. So we will take this. We saw that there was going to be more corrupted enemies. So it's susceptible to evade, but still. Let's equip this instead. And critical strikes happen more frequently. You arrive at the town of Westwind. To defend the town, you'll need to locate as many Empire soldiers as you can before the Blight invades. 0 soldiers recruited. Okay, cool. I have to imagine that every time you go through one of these, it's very different. So, you know, this might not be your objective every time in this area. Maybe it is, I'm not sure.
Reaches too far.
You find some Imperial soldiers.
From a loose collection of tribes to something to truly fear.
We have 3 of them, it looks like. I think we can fight to free these, yeah, we can fight. You ready your weapon. One-handed weapons are recommended against Northerners. You can change equipment in the inventory. So is the axe, whoops. Being a heavy weapon. We still have the shield equipped, but it's dulled out, which makes me feel like maybe this is two-handed. And I think this is indicating that it probably is. Let me just switch to this. Yeah, okay. So it's two-handed. One-handed weapons are recommended against Northerners. Alright, so let's switch this then for now. We'll go to the neglected sword, so we can block.
Let us see if the mage can help you here.
Oh yeah, we'll see, alright. And so it seems like the game is broken up into small sections or like districts almost. Alright, so he's a magician, jester, and a vagabond. When activated, he casts a protective spell on you that can block a single hit. R is for the companion. Okay.
If nothing else, I'll get a song out of this.
Whoa. Let's go. Let's see if he can... Damn it. Oh, we gotta move. Nice work, buddy. Got him. Okay, cool. So, I'm wondering, those crits, they seem to be happening automatically, like just after a certain number of hits. But then you have the weapon ability, and I wonder if, like, only certain weapons have them. 8 blades. Fire magical blades in 8 directions when okay, so this must be... I gotcha. Maybe I had to activate the crits too, but... Blades cause 20 damage or 40 damage to corrupted. Nice. Yeah, let's equip this.
Like a compass, it indicates the truth of all directions.
And it looks like we gain these shards if we activate our weapon ability 20 times. Requires 10 hits, and then we can activate it. Alright. You free the soldiers and you gain 2 recruits. Lovely. Now let's go back here. Okay, good. That one's equipped.
Commerce thrives in even the most unusual of locations.
So, if we needed stuff, this is where we could pick it up. Shopkeeper nods to you as you enter. We could buy equipment using the cards that we loaded into the deck. We could buy food, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, maybe we have enough food, but if it gets stolen, it could be a problem. We could heal, or we could sell equipment. But I don't really want to sell either of those. How much does healing cost? 10 life for 8. That seems expensive, but I don't know, like, I'm not spending it on anything else, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, cool. Let's see how much the equipment costs. So it's pretty pricey compared to what we have, but I guess depending on options that we chose previously, we would have different amounts of gold, food, life, etc. And this is nothing like what I thought this game was. That's why I love this series so much, is it's just opening my eyes to, like, there's so many good games out there that I've missed. So many good games. Ugh.
Age turns us all. She has done rather better
The Old
than
Maiden.
I in the time that has passed.
And so one of the things that's interesting, the way that I think this works is, you know, if you get the Old Maiden card, you kind of know what to expect, and you could build out your deck to be like, hey, this will give me food, this one will give me weapons, this one will give me gold, and you kind of want to have a balance, or maybe you want to go for one more than the other, depending on your playstyle. Walking through a shady forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. She stops to greet you. For centuries, I've helped the mortals who find themselves lost in the forest. Is there anything that may help you with your journey? Probably gold, I guess. It's the one we have the least of. No amount of gold will satisfy a mortal, but if that is what you wish... I mean, that works.
A vampire cannot cross running water. These days, you must deal with far more mundane opposition.
So we had deep water in the beginning part, and we could fight, or we could leap into the river. If we fail the leap, we take some damage. I'm gonna try the dice here. That's not bad. And we'll just re-roll this one. We need anything other than a 1. There we go. There we go. You plunge right into the path of a lost and frightened mermaid. In exchange for guiding her to the ocean, she gives you some pearls and aids your escape. We're rich!
Here we begin to see one of the small ways I've changed the game. Each challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives.
Ah, okay.
Even those cards which were once the stairs now vary per challenge, as you will see.
So I wonder if when he says I've changed the game, obviously like we're in the game playing a game, but I think he's also referring to the way that the game worked inside of Hand of Fate 1, if I'm not mistaken. The West Wind Tower bells chime feverishly. The town crier bellows. There's corrupted inside the town. They broke through the sewers and into Louse Lane. Our brave soldiers have gone down to sort it out. You arrive to find West End's few remaining soldiers huddled at the entrance to this porous area, Louse Lane. We cannot let the corruption spread. For the good of the town, we must dispose of anyone who's been tainted, even a little. So we probably want to switch this to the axe. And let's go to the next level. You join in the fight against the corrupted. Alright. Whoa, okay. The first touches of corruption bring forth the darkest elements of their victims. Infected enemies are feeble, causing them to become knocked down when health is low. Use a finisher before they recover.
By sea and sun, fate and
Ah, so there he... So before when I was casting that, he wasn't doing anything. So here's my actual ability. So it looks like I do have to activate the crit, but for some reason on the earlier ones, it was still going away. Maybe it's because maybe if you take damage or something, I'm not sure exactly, but I guess over time I would be able to figure that out. With the corrupted threat removed, you've ensured that these soldiers survive to aid the town's defense. I'm sure, and I say that surely knowing that some of you guys know exactly how that works, and if you can enlighten us in the comments, then feel free to do so. The soldiers help you to scavenge what you can from the remains of the poor souls taken by the corruption. One equipment from, what does that say? One equipment from 2? Bastion Purification or the Shield? Let's take the Bastion. Against Corrupted, defend causes 30% of your weapon damage to attackers. Now, we do need to use a one-handed weapon. Use defend to block attacks from ranged enemies, reduces movement speed. But it's expensive, so I figure like we might as well pick that up while we can. Ah, okay, so now it's expanded a little bit more. So you don't get like a full idea of everything you're gonna run into. We had that little batch of cards and now it's expanded a bit.
Always treat those who feed you with respect. Even I stand by this rule, and I have respect for few.
So we find a wooden cart called Tarts, Pies, and Exotic Lies. Malcolm shakes his head. Poor old Chester. This is why you should never be seduced by the wiles of women, coin slave. They'll break your heart and leave you selling your lemon tarts with little business sense. The old farmer hawks his wares to passerby. Tarts, pies, and exotic fruits. Chester gives you a jolly wave. What would you like to buy on this fine morning? Obviously, exotic fruits. He passes you a giant raisin from his wagon. Nice. Smiles at the exotic fruits for a while, as if remembering a happy memory. Before he finally decides on a price. So I like that, like, everything is random, almost. You know? It could have cost us 30, cost us 10. Are you happy with paying this price? I mean, sure. And over time, we would start to develop a feeling for, you know, this much food should be worth this much gold and vice versa.
Your companion has his own story to tell.
Of course he does.
We must wonder if this is a tale of a hero or a villain.
We're gonna meet with Malaclipse's associate. You find him sitting on a blanket by the sewer gates. You can't tell whether he's a goblin, a human, or an animate pile of greasy rags. A few wilted daisies and duckweed tied with rope are flopped on the ground around him. Merc, Malaclipse calls to the creature, arms outstretched. I have a favor to ask you, my handsome friend. The greasy goblin man raises a hand to stop the bard's prattle. 10 gold first, you know that. I mean, okay. Malaclipse steps forward as Merc counts the coins. Merc, old bean. The bard looks furtively around before quickly waving at his shoulder. I require help in removing a certain illness. Merc considers Malaclipse for a while. That kind of information costs more than a few coins. You sputter indignantly. I'll require a test of skill from her. He turns and points at you. Pick a flower and eat it. The greasy florist displays his meager wares. Malaclipse nods as if this were a fair request. I'm gonna eat a luminous purple flower. Crispy burnt texture. I'm probably gonna die. Ah. This is gonna be pretty tough. I mean, we have to re-roll all of them. Mathematically, these would both have to be 6s if I kept this, so we might as well just hope for the best, which isn't likely. Oh, that was close, actually.
I'm somewhat surprised you lost that one.
Oh, are you? I'm not. You feel an intense wave of heat emanate from your stomach to your neck, and you collapse on the floor. Now, the other ones, like the Daisy or the Forget-Me-Not, were probably lower success or lower required roll amounts, but maybe the potential reward is in accordance with what you would have had to roll. You wake to Malaclipse splashing with water. Merc has left, and you see him attempting to steal a seed bun from the baker's stall. We'll come back later and try again. So that's the second time where we've seen we'll come back later and try again.
In my day, thieves
Market
kept
thief.
their distance. None would pickpocket a mage for fear of failure, or worse, success.
The market bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call it to passerby to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. 10 gold gone. We don't even have 10 gold. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. Well. 50-50. Come on, baby. Go. I'll take it. Oh, alright, you saw it. Keep your darn stuff, the thief mutters as they drop your belongings to the ground. As you gather up your things, the thief runs off back into the crowd. Now, with the huge success, we probably would have gotten more gold back.
Now your chance presents itself. At
Okay.
last, stand in the defense of the peasantry. What noble traits you display already.
So, when we started, I guess going to the complete opposite end, maybe it's randomized, I'm not sure, but if we wanted to, we could backtrack and try to find more followers, which I guess will assist us in these fights, right? Do we want to summon the soldiers you've recruited? Yeah, we'll go in with 5 and hope that that works. As night cloaks west wind, you can sense the corruption rising from the shadows all around you. Survey any soldiers you've managed to recruit. Inventory-wise, axe. Or of steel, 1 of steel. Because we got 5. Here's hoping you won't need any more. Blights. So we have 8 of those normal blights, and then 1, I guess, boss blight. Let's give a rousing speech. Oh boy.
Now you wait
Oh no!
mere success and failure.
Oh no!
You choose the very stakes themselves.
25% chance. God damn it. Soldiers appear unmoved by your words and remain tense and fearful. I don't know if that actually negatively impacts them, or it's just like you don't get some type of buff. I'm gonna guess that it's the latter. Terror of Westwind. As the final vestiges of humanity are erased, the terror wakes. Use Bash to break the terror's corrupted armor and defeat it with a finisher before it regenerates.
With all these soldiers, you don't think you could have left me at home?
Damn it. Let's help our boys here. Yeah, so when I hit the shift, that's when I get it, so... I wasn't using it correctly earlier. My helpers went down pretty quick. And so here, that's where I do really want to... Alright, I'm getting the hang of it, He says before he dies. Oh, is he? Can I? Oh, I see. We have to revive him? There we go. Got him. Oh, a finisher? Not quite a finisher, turns out. Got him. Alright, cool. Now I'm starting to feel it. Now I'm starting to feel the combat a little bit more. When you first drop in there, it is disorienting. It's not what you're used to in terms of just even aiming at the guys.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power. Does it satisfy you? This bloodshed?
I mean, I'm not unsatisfied.
Knowing those you destroy were once simple peasants going about their day.
Well, yeah, but now they're not. They're very different. Once the corrupted behemoth falls, the rest of the minions flee, their spirits broken. The soldiers erupt in cheers, praising your valor. You can rest until morning, ready to greet the reinforcements with the town already saved. That's really neat, man.
Returns to the deck, but now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin. Now you have learned the simplest of ways to build your deck. Each challenge will provide its own unique trials. Here are some more tools to keep you in good stead.
Cool. Ruby Ring. Valiant Aegis. Winter's Bane. Sick. Man-Eating Tree. Gnomish Exchange. Lost Boy. Pauper Plague. Westwind Tavern. This is way different than what I anticipated it being. Way different.
You will find more options open to you.
Yeah, here we go.
Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board.
Gotcha.
Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
That's cool. I don't know if there's more like tutorial-y aspects where it's going to teach us things, but like we've barely scratched the surface, and it seems like this game could be vastly different based on A, how lucky you are, B, which card choices you make, C, how good you are in the combat, etc., so on and so forth. It's really interesting and not at all what I expected, actually. I mean, just from reading the description, you get a general idea, but playing it is way different than what I thought, and that's cool. It's fun, actually. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. And that's exciting. If you guys want to check it out, there are links below. I'm definitely glad that I did check this out, and I could see this being, what would be the best thing to do with a game like this? Like, the nice thing is that you can come down, you can do like 1 or 2 areas or levels and take a break. Like, it's not like a huge commitment, and it's like, it's done in chunks, which is nice. It's really nice to be able to sit down for like 20, 30 minutes, get a chunk of your game done, and then come back and still feel like you've accomplished something. I feel like this game does that really well. So kudos, great recommendation from you guys again. I really appreciate it. Keep them coming, and I'll keep doing them. Thank you guys so much, and we will wrap this one up here. Talk to you soon. Bye now.